Hey guys, it's Lex here with another top 10 video. So, this channel's got a lot of negativity from me going on about terrible bottles and this and that. So I thought for a bit of a change, I'm going to do my top 10 favourite bottles. And that isn't, and smell is completely out of the question. The only thing that we are comparing these bottles is their artistic sort of value. What they smell. So the smell doesn't matter. If it smells terrible, you hate the smell, but the bottle represents that smell incredibly well, they'll be on this list. So this is my opinion. I'm not stating these are the greatest bottles ever made. If a fragrance smells hideous and it has a hideous bottle, you know, it'll be on a list like this because it represents a fragrance. So to get that out of the way, this is my opinion in no particular order, because it is hard to choose. I can't exactly put a particular order with something like this because each bottle I've picked, in my opinion, represents that particular scent and that only. So it's kind of hard to rank because what are we ranking really? So let's get started. So first up I have Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man Eau de Toilette. This here, I absolutely love this bottle design. In fact, I actually have the box. It actually comes with the shell gel. The box looks amazing. It's got lots of Marvel artwork, even the shell gel. You can see it's got comic panels and stuff on it. Very, very colourful. A lot of detail and stuff. And let's have a look at this here. Really, really nice. They've got the original 60s Spider-Man here. You can see, I'm not sure if that was 60s or if that was the 90s. I'm not sure. I'm not a DC Marvel expert, but Amazing Spider-Man, the old school Spider-Man logo, the comic text there, and you've got these comic panels at the back. Really, really nice. Awesome look, and plus it's actually a really nice fragrance as well. Really doesn't smell that bad. I might just spray some on. Yeah, I mean it smells like a designer scent. I mean it really smells good. I've smelt worse scents that smell more expensive, but they've done a really good job with this. I really love this bottle and the amount of detail on it. Next up, Black Excess Laphrodisiac. Now, I picked this bottle because I just love how they go for the whole punk rock thing. And I know people think, well, it doesn't really smell like that. It's got a tobacco thing, and they've went with the gold. And I just love what they've done with this. Turn it all gold, make it spike like a choker, very gothic looking. My only complaint is the type of metal. We have got the same metal on these door handles here. I think I'm not sure the name of the metal. I think it's a type it's mixed with brass or something. But they use the same type, I believe, on the Amen bottle, the metal one. And what it does is, if you leave it, unless you polish it all the time, it gets really grimy looking. I mean, you need to polish this shit on a daily basis, like maybe every 3 days or every week, otherwise it looks terrible. But this bottle, I think, just really, they went over the top with the whole goth part of it, but I think that really, it just looks awesome. You see what I mean? If you want to see how good this bottle can look, definitely search it in Google Images and have a look at what the artistic mock-up of it is, because it does look pretty much the same when it comes out of the box brand new. Next up we have Lalique's Encre Noire. I absolutely love this design. Dark and woody. You see the way to spot a fake, when this first came out, one of the easiest ways to spot a fake was the cap, because fakes would not have the real wood cap. And I think the real wood cap has a lot of artistic value to it, because, you know, it emphasises the dark, macho, woody, muddy leaf, you know, nature, forest part of it. And I think having a real wood cap adds a sort of alignment with the forest and outdoors, you know what I mean? Sounds really cheesy this, but yeah, I really like what they've done with it. It just really represents the sort of fragrance you expect. I mean, I wasn't really too surprised. When I looked at this, I was expecting something similar to Armani Code. I mean, just look at the design here. Black, and Armani Code, which is also on this list, by the way, has such a good way of representing its scent. So I figured that would be something like this. Next up, now, also forgot to mention, I've tried to pick just one bottle from each brand. So bottles that aren't included are series of bottles, like Montal, Creed, Kuros, stuff, anything that has sort of the same series. This is an exception. I know this has a series. It is kind of hard though, because so many bottles will just have revamps. So you can see why it's a bit of a pain. But I've tried not to do that. So next up we have Versace Evos. Now this whole list could have been Versace, no shit. But the reason I picked Versace Evos is, I mean, not only is the bottle design just gorgeous, over the top, gaudy, cheesy, like something from the movie Anchorman, but the fragrance, when Evos came out, Evos was, the way they marketed it was like a modern powerhouse, and that's exactly what it was. It was a modern smell with the sort of charm of an 80s powerhouse, and I thought it was great. I mean, you can see how empty this bottle is. That's how much I love my Eros. I mean, I absolutely love this stuff. Even the cap is very weighty and heavy. And I'm certainly not going to throw this out because it just looks awesome. And even the ad campaign with the guy in the tighty whities, the speedos with the shine, he was all glossed up and stuff, and it was very 1980s Kuros-esque, if you know what I mean. And it done a great job of representing it. Next up, Yope Night Flight. Night Flight is one of the best looking bottles. I mean, this bottle, when I reviewed this, I may as well have just went, here's the bottle, here's what the poster looks like, that's what Night Flight smells like. And I guarantee you'd probably walk away and smell it and be like, oh yeah, Lex was on point. Because it so well represents the scent, dreamy, watery, so but rich at the same time. And it's not gaudy as well, you'll notice that. Unlike, it doesn't have the Yope lettering, it doesn't have the Yope lettering filling up the space. It just has a lovely design. Even the posters for this were the blue with the painted sort of guy, and it really done a great job of sleepy night flight, drifting away, and I thought it was damn good. Next up, we have Anucci Eau de Toilette. So Anucci, I know a lot of people will be like, where the fuck did Lex get this? I actually reviewed this a good while back, and again, I talk about series. Anucci also have a football one, and it's a football instead of a golf ball. We can see it's golf ball design, and this really, when you smell this as well, it's even got the golfer on the it also makes that lovely noise. It's also got the lines on the cap here, and that image of a golfer in the front there. See if you can see that. And like, it's got a very luxurious rich guy Ralph Lauren polo shirt country club thing going on, and that's exactly what it captures. I mean, when I smell this, I really think of some wealthy guy, some old guy who's done well for himself and worked hard to get rich, and he hangs out at his local, country club, wearing expensive V-neck sweaters and polo shirts, and drinking expensive drinks and stuff with his friends and his clubs that cost the same as my car would probably cost. So yeah. Really good design. That looks, it just looks the part. Next up is Jean-Paul Gaultier's Cocorico, and this is a very clever bottle. At first, apparently this is supposed to be an outline of Gaultier's face here. Now you think, oh, it's pretty cool, big deal. And people slag this bottle a lot and think it looks stupid, but one of the reasons I like it is if you turn this to the side here, it shows the Lamal. See if I can do it better that way. It actually shows the Lamal bottle from the side. So it's a good way of them sort of, Gaultier and Lamal, which is the sort of scent that people most think of with the Gaultier brand. I thought it was a very clever, nice way of doing it, because it's a sort of like a hidden Easter egg. You don't really notice it until someone points it out and you're like, oh yeah, there it is. And I thought this was very clever for the Gaultier team to do this. So very unappreciated. I don't think people will go on about Midnight in Paris all the time, but won't really give this much account, and it's pretty much on the same level of design as that. Thinking. So next up, as I just said, we have Midnight in Paris Eau de Parfum. Now I'm actually kind of scared to spray this one these days, because I have heard that this is quite hard to get and can demand a fortune. My gent sense was telling me all about it. He regrets not getting it, and I was very lucky. I'm glad I got it at the time. This is actually based off a watch by Van Cleef & Arpels, and this watch is super expensive. I think it was like 28 grand or something like that. But seriously went up in price, so it was already expensive, but then it boomed in price due to rarity. So the watch dial was actually the same as this, and they took this and made it on the fragrance bottle. It just looks really, really nice, and it's the design of it and all. It just looks awesome. Absolutely love this one. Everything about it is just perfect. The lettering on the sides, great. It makes me just think of Midnight in Paris. Next up is Armani Code. Now, this is Armani Code Ultimate. I do no longer have my Armani Code original because I replaced it with this because this is superior in my opinion. But the original Armani Code is the one I wanted to show because when they came up with this design, the reason, from what I read, the reason the bottles is like that is that hourglass shape. Was it was actually designed and inspired by Armani tuxedos. So if you look at like DiCaprio and all these guys that wear, they have that hourglass sort of really toned guy's shape, and that's sort of what Armani tuxedos are signature for, that hourglass shape to show off a man's figure. And Armani Code was sort of when they came up with that black, that's what they inspired by, was the tuxedo. And I thought it was a really good way. The lettering, the design, the adverts really captured what the scent is like. You know, you see the Sauvage advert and it's like, represents nothing like the fragrance. I mean, if you judged it by the advert, Sauvage should smell like Puros, you know what I mean? But whereas this with the dark in the 90s with the women, this really, their ad done a great job of representing what Armani Code was all about. It sets the standard, quite frankly. Next up, and I know I say I'm trying not to do one from each brand, but I just felt I could not leave this one out. This is Gaultier Squared. Now, when this came out, this had a very equal thing going for it. This is a unisex scent. And designers, back when this came out, designers and unisex didn't really go together. Apart from CK1, designers went back to the trend of man, woman. And this came out, and not only did it smell like that, but if the back of this is actually magnetic. Will it stick to this? No, it won't stick to this. But anyway, but yeah, this actually sticks to my fridge. I done a video a long ass time ago, about 4-year-old video, terrible quality. And this is the 120ml. So when this came out, it was traditionally, I think the normal one was 2 60ml bottles back to back, and they came with like a little necklace, and you would give one to you and your girl, and it was sort of to represent the sort of equality, you know, Gaultier 2, Gaultier 2, you see it there. Everything about this, you could say it's cheesy and they went a bit overboard with the unisex part, but I really like the clever. I mean, just think, someone thought this up. Someone went, okay, how can we really represent unisex and stand out? Someone thought that up, and I thought it was a very clever way, a very unique way that hadn't really been done too often. And I think it deserves a lot more credit, or that the person that came up with that certainly deserves a lot more credit for their unique take on it. And so I definitely cannot miss this one out there. They marketed this perfectly. I mean, I know it was cheesy and stuff, and I mean, you know, hey, what did I get for Valentine's Day? This cheap, you know, piece of crap that came with a fragrance. But, you know, I like what they done with it. It was damn unique. So yeah, this is my top 10 favourite bottle designs, and of course a little bit of a background. Now, there are no honourable mentions. I was going to, but I just thought, fuck it. If I did have an honourable mention, it'd probably be Diesel Only the Brave. So like, Diesel Fuel for Life, the original, but believe it or not, I actually cannot find my Fuel for Life bottle. I have no idea where I put it. I searched everywhere. I cannot locate it, which is really weird because I have not lost a single fragrance bottle out of all my collection, which is about 200 odds. I haven't lost a single bottle in that time, to the point where I couldn't do a video on it because I couldn't find it, which sucks, but it would be on this. Fuel for Life, the original, really good fuel canteen thing, very sort of Civil War design to it, really good. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear your feedback, your favourite bottle designs, and what you got from them, their design, and what you think it represents, stuff like that. Really cheesy and corny, sort of different from my video. I also haven't sworn once in this video, so for the happy people, fucking prick cunt. There we go, now we're happy. Now no one can complain I didn't use the C word in the video. But yeah, so thank you for watching. I'd love to hear your feedback on what you like. As always guys, keep on smelling fly.